I know they say that money doesn't equal happiness, but I know a lot of people who are sad and frustrated, who hate their jobs and just feel stuck. I also know people who are retired but barely have enough money to travel or to pursue their dreams. I mean, I'll be honest, I have a career and I'm grateful for it, and it's in a field that I love, which is marketing, but the 9 to 5 job was slowly killing my soul. And I know money doesn't equal happiness, but if I can bring in an extra $100,000 a year as a side project, then maybe I'll be a little bit happier. And if I can document the entire process and show you step by step on how to get there, and it's able to impact somebody's life in a positive way, then I believe it's a project worth pursuing. Now, I don't know how I'm going to be able to make $100,000 a year as a side project, but what I do know is to ask a lot of questions and to make a lot of mistakes and learn. So, step one, I need to believe that's even possible. And the answer is, of course it's possible. Roughly 18% of individual Americans make over $100,000 per year. That's almost 2 out of 10 people in the United States. Now, if I divide $100,000 by 365 days in a year, now that equals to $274 a day. Now, if I divide that by 24 hours in a day, that's only roughly about $11.50 per hour. Now, I wanted to start and invest in something small and then work my way up. I also want to stay away from the food industry because it requires more permits, licensing, inventory that may go bad over time. So I decided to get into the photo booth business. I just believe it requires low startup capital, especially if you get it financed. It's easy to use and doesn't have a lot of moving parts that can break. So I went into Amazon, bought a bunch of props. That cost me roughly $207.88. I also bought a 360 photo video booth that cost me $1,830. And I used a platform on Amazon with a firm, and I was able to qualify to make 24 installments for the booth, and that came out to roughly $101.89 a month. I also needed a business license, so I want to set up an LLC to protect my personal assets from any possible lawsuits. I also want to form an S Corp to lower my self-employment tax or self-income tax. So to set this up, I used a service called Zen Business. I love it. It was affordable, easy. On their platforms, easy to use, where I can download all my documents all in one place. They even helped me set up my business account and connect my E&I number to it. So I paid a total of $468 to set up the business account and all the paperwork needed. I also need to create a logo, a name, and a website. So I use Canva for the logo, my beautiful wife for the name, and Google Domains for the website. That cost me $12. I also needed a server to host my website. That cost me $2.99 a month. And I also need installed WordPress, install an SSL certificate, and I use Zero SSL for that. I added a firewall to protect. I use a firewall plugin to protect my site from hackers. Installed Elementor theme and plugin. I also use Envato Elements plugin for just a nicer design. And I hate how most photo booth companies make you enter your email just to request a quote, when all you really want is a quick and easy way to get the price. Therefore, I added this pretty cool a la carte calculator. Just enter the amount of hours, type of booth, accessories, name, email, date, and there you go. You get the exact price. Now, if it's too expensive, then you can play around with the widget. Cut the hours down or take away some accessories and just find a plan that works best for you. So next week, I'll work on ways to grow the business and try to get clients. I also created a website where I share all the tools that I use, from the merchant account, firewall, Google My Business account, and even how much money I made or lost. So you can see all my numbers. And I want to be as transparent as possible in this journey. So, thank you for watching this video. Yeah, any advice, thoughts? I mean, obviously the goal is to try to hit the 100K in 12 months. So, um, yeah, what do you think I should do to grow, expand, get my first customer and grow that way?
Yeah, for sure. I think the first thing that comes to mind is I'd probably try to find, what do you call it? Baby like registries.
Hmm.
You just go online and just find registries, and typically people have their information there, or you can leave a comment, which people aren't doing. So you can go in there and say, "Hey, I just want to congratulate you on your baby." Normally, people do that like the first thing when they come to having a child, and then you can put, "Hey, if you're looking to throw a celebration, we'd be honored to be a part of it. Check us out on our website, mention Brody 10 for
Yeah.
10% off, whatever."
Yeah.
And those are all hot leads because they're having a new child. They're going to throw some kind of a party, multiple ones as the child progresses, and then you kind of have a client go in there, and then your first reach contact. So
I like that. So how would I find the baby registry? Like, am I going on Instagram or finding tags of there's a baby
well,
registry? Yeah.
I think so. I know Amazon has one. I'm not. I would have to figure out how to be able to go inside and like search for local ones. But I know they have public registries. A friend of mine's a couple years ago, his son, I couldn't find his name, so I typed in like Jonathan and then scrolled down, and there's, oh, give me a last name. Then I typed in his last name and it hit. However, all those Jonathans I passed were all active people having a child.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, okay, well, these are all hot leads. And what you can do, I'll definitely get the link for you, but you can kind of give that to maybe someone on like Upwork and just say, I need you to hit up 100 people a day, preferably within California. And then
Yeah.
you kind of have those leads going there, and you'll be able to get people to your site without kind of hot leads to your site without using paid media. Um,
I like that.
that might be a decent way. There's a lot of Facebook groups of like moms who are still pregnant. I'm only saying mom just because like those are like pre-planned parties. Like a birthday, it'll be a little bit more difficult just because
Hmm.
like all their friends know your birthday. So it's like, all right, well, I know that. I don't need to make an invite for that. But
Hmm.
yeah, Facebook groups that are talking about like maternal care, different things like that. You can hit that up, and just like say, create a profile. Sound crazy. Create a profile with you as a woman because I think it'd be more comfortable for them to do business, interact with another woman instead of like one guy in the group is like, "Hey, I got a photo booth." So
Yeah.
kind of go in there and just pitch your ideas like curiosity. You know what I mean? Maybe you could even Trojan horse it and say, I'm expecting. You guys have
Hmm.
any advice? Da, 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 da. And in the middle of it, you can say, me and my husband own a photo booth. We're a little bit unsure what to do with the finances, and then
Hmm.
that sounds horrible. And
Yeah.
then that kind of automatically kind of drive up like the empathy phase, and then kind of drive leisure way too as well.
Yeah. No, I like that. I like that. Somebody, I brought this idea just to throw some more context, and because I'm
Mhm.
always curious on some uh weird ideas that might work. And somebody
Mhm.
mentioned, well, most companies will hit the event, which is good, like try to collaborate that way. But
Mhm.
then I said, well, why not try to do like a food event where nope, they're not gonna hire you to, do the whole photo booth, but you can become a vendor. And then you imagine there's a bunch of people, millennials out there eating at a food truck place, and you see food truck, food truck, food truck, food truck, photo booth. Then you kind of like stand out, and then you can charge per photo. So that
Yeah.
way it's, um, you know, you're not competing. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm curious on any thoughts on how to approach them, or if there's like a Instagram hack, or where I can just find vendors for places, or do you do pop-ups, or is it mostly online?
So we do have, so it's weird. Here we do mostly online.
Hmm.
However, like I know LA has transformed into that way since we've left, but there's like certain Facebook groups you can join as a food vendor so that you know where the next food vending event is. So let's say I sell food, right? I want to figure out where to vend at. I can say I'm gonna hit up such and such small farmers market, talk to the organizers there, now I'm vending there. You can just sign up as a food vendor, but you're not food vending. You can literally be like, hey, I have a photo booth. I want to set this up. I think this will contribute to the atmosphere you guys going on. And
Hmm.
again, always do that thing. Like I want to share some of the profits with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever you can afford, don't price yourself out too much. But then
Hmm.
you'll always get people in those groups. They always share. Oh, they got a farmers market over here. Oh, there's an event over there. Oh, there's a game over there. Oh, there's a concert over there. There's something food vendors. Da, da, da. And if there's something food vendors, then that means you can spark that conversation. And now you guys got something that you can go forward with. And you're not looking anymore. You're literally just deciding between like, do we
Yeah.
want to
Which
do
one to
this
go
weekend?
to? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Yeah, later on, can you send me that link, or I guess the best way to start to try to find uh that food truck Facebook group, and
Of course.
yeah, cool, man. Enjoy your night, man, and we'll talk soon.
All right, buddy.
All
Peace.
right, later.